And I looked all over the world, and there's every type of girl. If I...
Greetings, and welcome to That Works, a DreamWorks podcast starring a happily unemployed photographer barely getting by with DoorDash, a disgruntled ex-journalist now writing Scott Pilgrim fan fiction, and a spineless, asthmatic 26-year-old curmudgeon sweeping movie theaters for a living. And today, we have a very, very special movie. At least for me, I don't remember if either of you had seen it before this.
Dear to my heart.
Yep, so it's the third and final Aardman movie with DreamWorks. Again, originally a four movie deal. This was the last one, but it's only the third movie. Flushed Away.
Woohoo! Potty humor.
Yep. Came out in November of 2006. Unlike other Aardman movies, it was completely computer animated. I originally thought there was some kind of like studio fire, which... that's kind of a truth. It was like a storage unit. It was nothing big. But the big reason was there were so many water shots that they decided to do computer animation based off of what would be their clay models. So that's why it looks weird. That's why a lot of people don't like the look because it's a weird blend of both. I have no problem with it.
I think it's a creative look.
We'll get into it. I just wanted to preface that. Yes. And again, before we dive deeper into these old kids movies, this will be 15-year-old kids movies, there are spoilers. So we're talking about the movie. We want you to experience all the magic of these movies if you haven't already seen it. So there'll be spoilers everywhere. Just to let you know. That's our disclaimer. So here is Flushed Away.
Lead us away.
After he's flushed down his own Kensington toilet by a ruffian named Sid, Roddy is swept up in the underground world of the sewers. Along the way, he befriends Rita, a ship captain on the run from the villainous Toad, who's after a master cable that will open the floodgates and drown the whole city of rats during halftime of the World Cup game. Excuse me.
You a little worked up over there?
Oh, yeah.
You just remember all the
It's hot in here.
It could be worse.
You shut up.
Okay.
So... oh, yeah, as you can tell, before we start, we have new mics.
Ooh.
I hope we sound better. You know, hopefully, if it gets bad enough, we just mute Dickey if it gets to that point. But otherwise, that's what you see, these nice orbs in front of us.
Yes.
They are not ghosties.
They're what?
They are not ghosties.
Yes.
No.
They're snowballies.
They're ballies.
Roly-polios.
You...
okay, I'll stop.
No.
Oh, yeah, I should turn this around. I should erase this and just says talk. Or joke.
Well, that's going to be very boring.
We'll see.
To be continued.
So, who wants to start? Should I start this one since I think you had seen this before, right?
Mm.
This is a first time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a first time.
Oh, no, he's doing a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's not allowed to talk? Wow, This is going to be a good episode.
Woohoo! Mm.
Okay, you start.
Oh, you're going to let me talk.
I didn't say that. I want
No. We wanted to hear you start with your...
Am I allowed to talk?
Yes.
Thank you. I love this movie. It's British as hell, and it's great. Oh my gosh, this is what introduced me. Per the intro, this is the one that introduced me to Dancing with Myself. And that alone holds a dear place in my heart.
Now, is it the Generation X version, or was that I think it's the Billy Idol version.
Billy Idol version. I'm
okay.
Fairly certain.
I understand it's him for both, but I think he covered his own band song when he went solo.
Something either he covered it, like it switched up a couple tracks here and there.
I think he bumped up the bass part.
Something
like that, because I think the original track is really guitar heavy.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I also love potty humor. I'm a sucker for potty humor. This is nothing but potty humor. And there's a French assassin. Like, who else would be the better assassin than a French guy? I'll leave it at that. Love.
I just realized. So you say French assassin, which I believe is Jean Reno.
Jean Reno.
I think Jean, but But then I just realized when you said assassin, I go, oh yeah, he was Leon and Leon the professional. I just made that connection to this. I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
Did that come out before or after this?
Wait, I was like 94.
There you go. This was referencing that. Wow, deep cut.
It could be reference. I just realized. Oh yeah, he is kind of that assassin. Oh wow, I didn't even think about that.
That's brilliant. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
You finished?
I'm finished. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go next?
Carry along.
Hey, you can go. Okay. You love this movie more than I do.
Yeah. Oh, I have a great time with this movie, and whenever I bring it up to people, they give me this face, and I want you to zoom in on this face right here. They go, really? Every time, whether they'd seen it or not, they give me a face like, how do you like this? This is terrible. And then I usually ask, have you seen it? And then sometimes like, no, it looks really stupid. Or, yeah, I mean, I was a kid, but I didn't like it. And I'm thinking, why don't people? Because every time I watch it, like, I'm having so much fun and I'm laughing a lot. I don't understand why people don't like this as much. I really don't get it.
I got nothing for you.
It's the Aardman style of, it's really, really fast paced. Mm-hmm. It's got great physical humor. Yes, you have plenty of easy toilet jokes in there.
Oh, of course. I mean, you can't call your movie Flushed Away without a couple of toilet jokes.
But they have great running gags. They have great voice acting. Like Hugh Jackman is
spot on. He really is. Like, I wasn't obviously when a kid you're not thinking of the voice actors. But like watching it the second time around, like, oh yeah, he's having fun. But you can just tell he's in the studio. He's probably dressed in sweatpants or naked. Who knows what Hugh Jackman was doing this time? But like he's just vibing and having a good time. You can just tell. And that's
I'm sorry. Hold up. Did you say Hugh Jackman was naked in the studio with it?
All I'm saying is that he's having a good time. So I guess you never know how he's dressed. Hugh Jackman, if you're not, I'm sorry. But it seems like you're having a good time, so maybe you're just getting around on your birthday suit.
This is a children's movie, you sicko. It's rated PG. Don't say it. You repeat that every time.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, I did enjoy Hugh Jackman.
But PG.
He did have to be one with the potty water, I guess.
He did. One with the water, and the water is with him.
Slippery like an eel.
Ooh, he just slid right down that hole.
Eel?
I'm going to stop it right there. We're done.
Out. You're calling it quits on that?
You go. You continue. This is your first watch as well.
This is my first watch. And I was one of the people that fell into that group that said, well, this looks dumb. Why would I want to watch this?
How old were you when it came out? 2006. You're what was it, about 20?
2006?
Yeah, you're 20, right?
No, it was 19. Maybe 20, depending
on right before 20 in November.
Yeah, so I was almost 20.
So yeah, this is not your demographic.
No, definitely not. But watching it now, it's great. It's not my favorite of the three Aardmans, but I liked it a lot. There were a lot of characters in it that I related to because I saw them in my own life, i.e. you and Remy.
Remy.
Not Remy. That's a mouse.
Remy.
What's that?
Remy is a rat in a Pixar movie called Ratatouille. Rat. Mouse. It's not Mousatouille.
What's his name?
Sid.
No.
Roddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
the binder's right there. I wrote it in the binder.
Oh, so you really do give me a little Sid. Well, not entirely Sid vibes.
No, it's too late now.
But I'm going to get my binder.
I have the cast right here. I have the cast right there.
See everyone? It's right here.
He's holding it up for the audio listeners. Just so you
know. No, they don't get to know.
Okay.
They miss out. If they don't follow us on YouTube and TikTok, I'm sorry.
You got it.
I gotta be the old person. The TikTok.
Oh, TikTok is okay. Okay. Different conversation.
I'm gonna open it to proper page.
Don't look at the page numbers. Remember, we had the whole spiel. With
you made me kill a tree for this.
I'm sorry that Google Docs tends to suck when it comes to reformatting everything.
Use Office like a normal person.
People use Google Docs now.
I did it on Word, and then when I shared it with you, it was through Google Docs. So you had to download it instead. However newfangled technology works, but it threw all the page numbers off. So now, like right now, it's lined up, but then like number 17 is page 20, when the one before it is 16 for page 16.
All I hear is Shoop, 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 shoop. Yeah, you remind me of Roddy.
Is that because I'm a wimp?
It is because I have to coax you out with food to get you to leave your room.
Yeah, that's valid.
True.
That's very, very valid.
Does that mean you're Sid? You have burped in my face before.
I take that mantle.
There you
I don't
go.
think you've
Can I
drowned
give you
me,
a swirly like Sid gave Roddy?
No.
No, you actually have to flush him down the toilet.
That's a swirly.
That's a big
That is
toilet.
true. It's going to be a big toilet.
I mean,
but
I'd have to get him to actually put his head in the toilet because I couldn't exactly, lift him by his ankle.
that could be entertaining to give Jerry
Does that mean if we're
swirly.
watching a sports game at your house, you're going to have hot dogs with you and just go, yeah, and the other team shows up, boo, and throw it at the screen. And that always makes me laugh. The movie it hits the screen, goes, boo. It doesn't fall very far.
I love that it's so European. It was all about soccer. Football.
And then they had the Texan Meisler going like, "Oh, these danglers don't know anything about football." I go, see, I feel attacked, but I don't because that's the most accurate representation of Americans I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
Back the ball, back the ball, back. Oh.
I will put it this way. I have a friend at work who told me the other day he made great progress as an American because he bought a soccer jersey and FIFA 21 and wasn't confused at all.
Hey!
And I asked him, "Oh, so you're watching soccer now?" "Oh, no, I wouldn't go that far."
This would have been awesome if this actually converted some people into actually enjoying soccer.
I would not be surprised to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I do know there are jokes. They're going to be the British jokes that go over our head because of culture differences. One of them is I think their soccer team, like in the World Cup, is just notoriously bad.
England,
I think their own soccer anthem is about them sucking.
Oh, how about the villain in disguise? Look at that segue. Shoo!
He was great.
He was glorious.
Ian
McKellen. My God. This is so much fun. That's what it's just having it silly and the claymation style. It just gives us a silliness, a funness, and it just
When he starts talking about his life, and Lefroy goes, "Oh, not the scrapbook."
Oh no!
He's got all these memoirs just on his shelf.
And also just how ridiculous the plot is in general. That he's literally flushing the entire town away. Yep.
And then repopulating with all those tadpoles.
Mm-hmm.
That reaction when he pulls the curtain open, they go, "Oh, nasty."
Oh.
Which every character's great, and Andy Serkis and Bill Nye as Whitey and Spike.
Oh my God, those two.
Keep your legs straight.
That's another thing, is that when you said that, is the falling. There's so much falling.
Wait, that's a banana peel. And they skirt around it and slip on the slugs.
The slugs! I forgot about the slugs! The singing slugs!
It's basically Minions before Minions, but they never caught on because I think people realized kids don't want to play with toy slugs.
Oh, if I was a kid, I would love to play with a slug. Are you kidding?
If kids don't want to play with toy slugs, why did Turbo get made?
Valid point. And are you kidding? Would you not want to rub a sticky, slimy slug over your siblings?
I don't want to.
That would be so much fun to annoy people with.
Again, they were Minions before Minions, and I thought this time through, I'm like, they've never annoyed me before in the movie. Are they going to get to the point where they start annoying me? They don't. They're actually still pretty funny.
They were hilarious. Anytime they came in and say, "Wow,
they ate each other." When they're singing, they're on they're floating and they're doing the Lady in the Tramp. One swallows the other one. I think as a kid, it made me laugh, but then I was grossed out by it.
Oh,
the noise he makes, he goes. It
was like,
it was like, it wasn't like this is good. It's like right in the middle. I was like,
it's like eating a soggy fry for some reason.
Right
That's just what
they're singing that isn't rice. That's maggots. You're eating. Oh! Well, that explains why it shifted to the right when I put the salt in. I go,
Oh man.
I'm so glad I forgot about the slugs, and now I can't stop hearing them singing.
Anyway, I was one of those people that thought it was stupid when it came out, probably because I was a sophomore
That's about right.
in college.
Something like
Yeah, I
that.
would have been a sophomore.
It's a kid's movie.
Yeah, but watching
And you liked Anchorman. Nothing against Anchorman, but you've mentioned how Anchorman was like your favorite thing, wasn't it?
To be fair, in like 2006,
You think
Anchorman
this
is
will
like
hurt?
peak
Yeah.
humor.
I'm just saying, like you had said, this was a period of time where you hated
A
movies.
sophomore in college? No.
Yeah, I thought you said it
No,
was
no,
that
no.
time.
Sophomore
Oh, it
in
was before that.
college.
Sophomore college.
Yes, high school was the time I hated movies.
Okay, so high
Sophomore in college, I had met Drew, and
your friend.
In Reignition.
Thank
Really?
you, Drew. Thank you. He should have shown you Flushed Away.
he was the first
That's
one.
what I should have done. Yeah.
It came out just that year. How would he have done that?
Go to the theater.
Go to the movies.
No.
Could you imagine seeing it in the big screen?
Ooh.
Singing slugs on the big screen. Oh man,
Singing
talk
Proud
about
Mary.
a cinematic masterpiece. True Kino right there.
It's interesting because you could never tell.
Dickey does not sing.
I can if I want to. And Jake, what were you saying?
It's hard to tell that it's computer animation. Like you can tell that it's
Supposed to be
yeah.
the clay
Yeah.
figures.
You can tell that there's something different about it, but it really doesn't lose any. Wow, it really doesn't lose any sense of style about it,
Mm-hmm.
which is really impressive. No, I by and large like the movie much more than I thought I would.
And we get better Hugh Jackman singing in one 50-second song here than in all of Les Mis and Greatest Showman. I said it.
Ooh, that's a
Don't
hot
you remember
take.
when he's on the duck with the little guitar? Ice cold Rita. You know that one?
Oh yeah,
I
it's just,
always laugh
No, I
really
just
hard.
sitting
I'm
there
trying to
singing.
think back to Les Mis because
He's a good singer. I'm just
he is
making
he is a
joke.
talented singer, yeah, but
he's singing, and she picks him up with the arm. So, am I forgiven? No, I was afraid you're going to sing another verse. That's right. Before I wasn't mentioned the soundtrack. You mentioned he's Billy Idol, but they Dandy Warhols. That chase scene is the Dandy Warhol song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and of course Tom Jones in there because is it Tom Jones?
You have to. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that was another good.
That dinner scene is just. Are you going to make an honest woman of my daughter? Dad? Well, we were thinking of a spring wedding, weren't we, Cream? I don't know why it makes me laugh so hard. I also realized there is so much violence in this movie.
It is a very violent movie.
Like Chicken Run had some, Walls and Gromit had quite a bit. This is like, he is just battered and bruised for 85 minutes. Like, in the trailer, you're going to see him hitting his crotch on all the stuff, which, yes, I still laugh really hard at that.
You can't go wrong with crotch humor.
Especially after he lands and gently down, gets up and then soccer ball.
And then just, yeah.
And just, he gets beat up so much in this movie. There's so much violence. It's wonderful.
I appreciate the fact that while it's like, it's funny as like some like the lines were written, like the actual like written jokes. It's the physical humor that really just carries it for me. It's the constant falling, running into things, getting hit by
through
things,
windows.
getting thrown like so many just beating him up. It's so entertaining. It's so entertaining.
I like, what is it? I like big action with lots of violence, and the bottle hits him. Are you happy now, Spike?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good. It is. I don't know. Is there anything that you don't like about it? Is there?
I will say, Sid is supposed to be obnoxious, and this is just a personal thing. He was driving me nuts this time around, because in the past it's like, yeah, you're supposed to not really like him. There's a reason why Roddy's trying to get back and get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, especially at the end of the movie, I'm like, oh. But he gets his comeuppance. The cat showing up, that was great. That's the thing, though. Flushed Away, I think, had this and like a direct-to-video slug sing-along special, and that's it. I don't think anything else can, because, I mean, it made back its budget, but it wasn't this big
I think you're blowing
hit.
Dickey's mind.
I'm sorry.
I had it at my house. I remember on DVD, but it's gone. We never watched it. It was something like
Dickey's
that.
Gonna go on Amazon.
I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find it and watch it.
The point is, we never see anything else from this universe. Not that we need one, but they come in at the end, and not only is Roddy a different mouse or rat or whatever, I think it's rats, but I say rats, but they keep saying mice and rats back and forth. I think they're supposed to be rats.
Banana. It's what? That's not this.
Banana.
It's not the saying. It's
banana.
It's tomato.
Banana, but
Why did my brain go to banana?
Banana. What? Are you trying to say potato?
That's what it was.
A banana is not a potato. It has potassium. Okay? That's a science joke. I'm not a science person, so take what you can get.
I'm like,
that is what it is called. 1,000 singing slugs.
Yep. 1,000 singing slugs.
Wow.
Is it singing or singing? Do they cut that G off?
Nope, it's singing.
It's singing. Okay.
Oh, actually, sorry. On the DVD cover, it's singing. On the listing, it's singing.
Oh, I need to find this.
I should actually go home and check if it's sitting somewhere. I
You
doubt
should.
it. But if it is, I'm like, I'm gonna pop this in. I'm gonna pop in 1,000, 8,000 or 1,000.
1,000.
1,000 singing slugs.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And there's an apostrophe, so it's really just sing apostrophe N.
Oh, so it's singing.
Yep.
It's singing slugs.
So I was going to bring up the animation outside of what we've already said. It's still in that phase of DreamWorks humans. Yes, they're barely in this. They're still a bit rough looking.
Why would they look any different? Well, hold on. Why would they look the same? Because it's a different style of animation.
I don't know, but like at the beginning, at the end, when you see them for a second, I was like...
I forgot we actually saw humans for a second.
I remember thinking... Ooh.
Because...
But they don't show them that much.
How would they be animated any different than something like Wallace and Gromit?
Well, I mean, it is a different style of animation, but it's the same models. But I don't know what it is. They just looked weird to me.
Yeah,
Again,
I guess they weren't in it enough for me to kind of the same thing with Sid. Like he wasn't in it enough for me to really get annoyed with him.
That's fair. Yeah, I thought he was used enough. He was definitely supposed to be annoying, and he was perfectly annoying to me. And I feel like they could have used him a little bit more, and that would have just made everyone be more annoyed with him, or maybe too much so. But
I like the difference in like how Roddy is basically a pushover at the beginning, and then by the end it's have a cheese puff, and he keeps breaking them. And you're supposed to eat them. Move over. What? Move over.
Yeah,
and that's a great spit take too when he says halftime. And he spits all the way to the TV. I go, wow. That's range.
Homie knows how to use his mouth. He gets it nice and yeah.
I also like the world the world of everything in the sewers, like what would be trash to us. They're just reusing. I think that's always fun when you do that. It
was really creative. Like the way they use the different trash to actually like build up all like the cities and the buildings. I really like the way they use trash.
Like, Rita's house is pretty funny how it's always sliding.
Oh yeah. It was just like, what's a shit movie? Titanic. Like it really did just give me like
I don't know.
Like,
I'm
just,
laughing.
What's the ship movie?
Well, I was trying to think of the movie where everything moves. I know that's like a
Poseidon Adventure.
Captain Phillips.
The Perfect Storm.
All is lost.
I just say the one with everything sinking and going
Master
down.
and Commander.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
Are you guys good with the ship movies now?
Yeah.
No.
You're gonna beat it to ship.
Dickey does not comedy.
Wow,
that
pause was brutal.
Painful.
You really
painful for you. We had to hear it.
No, the joke was good, but then y'all just didn't laugh.
We had to hear it and be expected to respond to it.
I really need a shower now.
Gotta wash that off your back.
Are you guys gonna flush it all away?
I have 2 showers.
Okay, I'll stop now.
Thank you.
I will say that Master and Commander took me way too long to figure out. I was like, there's another one. I know it. I know it.
There's plenty of movies with ships.
Oh, yeah.
What's the ship movie?
Captain Phillips.
I said Captain Phillips.
Oh, you did?
That was the first one I said.
I wasn't even listening to you.
Okay, but my point being, I like everything moving because it's fun.
Speaking of animation, interesting thing, it's got nothing to do with the movie. Well, it kind of does, but just where my brain goes. Do you think that because this is animated, there were some jokes that they could tell that they would not have been able to tell had it actually been manual claymation?
Ooh.
Well, those chase sequences would have looked different. Not been worse or anything. It would have been a little different, I feel like.
You would have think they would have made like the landing on the crotch jokes as a specific one that I was thinking
I
of.
feel like you could still
as
make
much
those
as much as they did.
I think there's a snappiness to it that plays differently, I think, when it's stop motion.
Well, and especially because you were talking about like animating the water. That's the reason why they didn't do it. Like that would have looked really interesting. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know too many movies that have stop motion animated water a lot.
Yeah. A lot of them do. A lot of times they'll use, like, I've seen like foil or stuff, or like just all kinds of stuff that moves, so you can see it kind of like it's like a gurgling effect, and you can tell that's not real water. I know that's something that's still real. Mm-hmm. I like the effect.
It just makes me wonder, like, when the decision to use computer animation was in the process of writing the movie.
That's true.
I would hope it wouldn't.
I feel like it had to be early when they realized how much water there's going to be.
Because they're probably like, oh, we're going to make a movie about mice that get flushed down toilets.
I think it is rats. I'm not sure which one, but I feel like the toad says rats, but everyone else is like mice. It's been a while since we've watched it, so maybe we're completely wrong, and you're sitting there at home going, "It's rats, you idiots."
As noted by my inability to remember the main character's name.
To be fair, if it was not in front of me, I probably would have forgotten it as well.
Roddy St. James.
They both start with R.
It's close enough.
They're both vermin.
They're both rats.
Mice.
Dang dirty rats. At least I didn't say like,
you dirty rat.
Yeah.
You dang dirty rats.
Wow, Dickey, you even peaked the mic whispering.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
The rest of the next episode, I'm just going to scream the entire time. We're just going to be whispering right
ASMR thing.
Oh, yeah. It's going to sound great. It's going to be like the
number 4. Number 4. Number 4.
What are you doing?
Here is the swishing of my drink.
One of their White Album songs does that. I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but I think there's something like that. Just before number 1. It's a number. I think they're just saying it over and over.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's flushed away.
Anyway, French frogs are hilarious.
French frogs are
We leave immediately. Waddles, walks out of the shop. What about dinner? Walks back in. We leave in 5 hours. I go, that's a French joke.
That is
the mime. I love the mime.
Oh my God, the mime.
This dance of deception. Enough dancing. When he turns around. He turns back and the toad has to turn back.
Oh my God. When you said that, it reminded me. The sound effects of the frogs walking, like
for those that aren't able to watch, Dickey is mimicking the walk of the frogs on the table. Now I'm going to need him to walk around like that for an entire week.
On my hands. I will do it.
Yep.
Watch me.
Yep.
I will.
You're losing a lot of calories.
Exactly. I'm going to be really, really coordinated after that.
Right?
Nothing but hand walking.
So flushed away. there were a couple what are those called? Like little side gags I like to, or like Easter egg. There we go, Easter eggs. One is, they're freezing them with the what's the stuff called? The liquid nitrogen.
God. I mean, that's what it was supposed to be. Like, I don't know
a Han Solo rat.
Yeah,
I saw that in the background. Hey,
that was really clever.
And also, there's like a grommet pencil in the boat.
Was there really?
They like pick up the pencil. I think it's like the eraser cap or something. Is grommet. I go,
oh, that's a nice spot.
Hey!
Well, also I've seen this like 10 times.
That's fair.
So some of these, because I think, like the first like 15 or it's more than that, like 20 of these movies I've seen before. So I'm looking at other stuff in the background more often because I've seen this so many times.
It's ironic. I think it's the first 15 or 20 that I have seen the least.
Yep, just again, it's all about that
age,
generation gap.
Yep, y'all be youngins.
Oh yeah. Alrighty.
I did want to say I think this should have been nominated for Best Animated Feature because I think that year we had Cars, Monster House, and Happy Feet, with Happy Feet winning, which I like this movie better than all three of those.
I don't know about Monster House.
It didn't even get nominated?
Nope.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And the one that, of course, I want to get nominated, would never been nominated, was Satoshi Kon's Paprika, which, if you don't know what it is, it's basically Inception before Inception. It's really good. Just, it's one of those that would never get nominated because it's a much more artistic, it's pretentious film bro loving movie thing. Yeah. But those are like two, it's like, wow, there are two very different but very good movies from 2006 that didn't get nominated, but we nominated the other three. And I don't dislike the other three. I know you're not a big Cars fan. Not saying there are big Cars fans out there. I've never met one.
Oh, there are. I know a couple.
There are some.
Wow. Yes, most of them are under the age of 10.
Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not the biggest fan of Happy Feet. I think even as a kid, I kind of liked it.
Fun.
And Monster House is a fun time.
Yeah, it is.
Like it.
I still would have put this. I agree with you.
The motion capture stuff is still really weird.
Yeah,
it's a little uncanny valley.
Wait,
Monster House.
I've never seen it.
Oh, dude, it's trippy.
Is it motion capture like it's Christmas Carol?
It's and Polar Express type stuff.
Okay, I always thought that was stop motion too, but I realized now that I might have been mixing it up with Paranorman.
Yeah, which that's stop
that's
motion.
Another good one.
I need to watch that. I was trying to watch Coraline the other day, but it's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that was just my thought. I was just looking at like the award things I put down. It's like, of course, it's going to get a BAFTA nomination because they favor the British.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, but it's like, man, that's better than all three Oscar nominees that year. But again, you look at the box office; it just didn't make what.
Yeah, no, I mean, it probably didn't even break even because then you got to bring in like the marketing budget too, and if it only makes 178 in the budget,
the slugs just they tried to push them because I remember they tried to push them, and when I actually saw the movie because I thought it looked dumb, and I watched it, I go, no, this is great.
I do remember them pushing the slugs in this.
I'm looking at the next one. It's like, 178, that's not bad. And then you look at Shrek the Third, almost 800 million.
Yep.
That really underperformed for what they thought. I mean, this movie is the end of the DreamWorks Aardman partnership. I think this is not the only Aardman movie that's not stop motion. I think Arthur Christmas is Aardman, and I think that's computer animated.
I don't know that.
But that's through, I can't remember who that's through.
I really couldn't tell.
What was the next stop motion Aardman film?
That's what we said.
Was it Early Man?
No, that's 20. That's like, what is that, 2018?
Yeah.
Because you have Shaun the Sheep's in there in like 2015 or 14, and Arthur Christmas might be 2010, so I think Arthur Christmas might be next. I can't remember. I could probably look it up on my phone right now,
but that's not.
Your phone is right there, but I did say next stop motion animation.
Yeah, from Aardman, I can't remember. I really can't. But again, I mean, they back-to-back years with a movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Alrighty.
That's all I really got to say.
Anything else to say? Because I thoroughly. I think this is severely, severely, severely underrated. If you have not seen this, and
watching it now compared to what I thought about it in college,
I do remember I had seen it a couple times and loved it. And when I mentioned it to a friend, I think we were like sophomores or juniors in high school, and actually it was earlier than that. It was probably 8th or 9th grade, 8th or 9th grade. He said to me, "Oh, I look really stupid." I go, "It's actually really funny." And we sit down. He liked it more than I did.
Hey,
and we had an extra DVD copy. For some reason, we had 2 DVD copies. He's like, "You have 2?" I go, "You want the other one?" He goes, please? And I go, yeah, sure. He loved it. He was laughing more than I was. And I love those moments where it's like, I love this. And having someone love it more than me is just so fulfilling.
That's always a
It's this great feeling. I'm like, I tried to tell you this is good. It's like, it just looks so dumb. I go, it's all in the marketing. It
is.
I know they wanted it to succeed because they want money and they were pushing the slugs. But at the same time, it feels like they just weren't marketing it right. Are there any other movies you could think of that aren't marketed? Was it Scott Pilgrim you said?
Scott Pilgrim was horribly marketed.
Oh, I know. That's
horribly marketed.
Super underperformed.
And now here we are 11 years
10
later.
years later, and
it's
it's
like
getting
a
re-releases and remasters.
Cult classic, yeah.
And people are like, hey, why did no one talk about this? It's like, oh, no, they did. They didn't.
Do you think we're far enough to call Flushed Away a cult classic?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go that far.
It's almost
Are
there.
you sure?
I feel like it could be close.
I mean, it was a pretty mainstream release.
Well,
I'm not.
Okay, but does mainstream versus not mainstream make it a cult classic, or is it?
I think
this was under
when it gains popularity over time.
Yeah,
that's kind of what makes it a cult classic. And I think
I've not seen too much. Again, because most of my interactions about this is ugh. So is there a following that I'm not aware of?
I feel like there might be more, so at least a little bit more now than when it first came out, just because I feel like you could meme this movie to hell, and so like that helps being able to do that. I don't know. I feel like they can maybe.
I feel like it's not one. There are a lot of early DreamWorks movies where it's not one where people talk about all the time, but if you ask them about it, they're like, "Yeah, that's good. And that's good. I want to go back and watch that now."
And I'm starting to think about it. How do you market this other than what they did? Because it is full of bathroom jokes. So that's what they're going to market. Because I'm like, yeah, it's so British that American kids aren't going to laugh that much, except when he's getting hit in the crotch.
That's the other thing is it bigger in other countries?
Yeah, well, that's the worldwide.
Yeah, that's true. If it barely made it back worldwide, then I don't.
So I don't know. I mean, again, the British stuff's going to turn off American kids because, yeah, I was in that American kid demographic. Technically, I was 12 when this came out, and it didn't look good to me. And then also, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's hard. I feel like it is actually hard to market outside of what they did. So maybe they did do.
It's a weird movie.
Like I think about it.
Literally, like the holy crap! What's the line? Tagline, not tag. Yeah, the tagline of the movie is like, a mouse gets flushed down a toilet and finds a world made of trash. Like that's weird. That's
more of like the premise. I think the tagline is more like that joke on the posters that they always have.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But regardless, just like the general premise, and like that's a weird movie.
Yeah, like the whole concept. Is
like how do you get people interested into that?
But we do get a great Finding Nemo joke. Have you seen my dad? Hugh Jackman squealing and screaming the whole movie was making me laugh, especially coming off a couple X-Men movies. It's like as a kid, that's all I knew him from. But then I watched this, I'm like, that's Hugh Jackman.
It's like, yeah, that was Hugh Jackman.
Also, the way he says swimmingly.
Oh, he does say swimmingly beautifully. He really does. He really does.
Well, that was flushed away.
That was flushed away. Yeah.
Those are my closing thoughts. I know you said, did you have anything else to say?
I was going to say,
other than you liked it?
I think we'll leave it at that. It's great, underrated, and more people got to watch it.
I feel most of these early ones, because, either one or both of you haven't seen it, or just because we all agree, we're kind of all like, yeah, we like it. I feel like we're going to start hitting some where we're going to start splitting.
We're getting close. We are getting close.
So let's enjoy this harmony right now and continue to chuck toilet paper at your face.
No, that comes later when he starts disagreeing with us about Turbo. He's gonna love Turbo. Watch him love Turbo.
I did not, and I got a screen cap. I took a picture of Turbo because there was a frame in it that was so obnoxious. I had to.
Well, but that's for a different discussion. What's the best DreamWorks movie in your opinion? Right now.
Shrek 2.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be difficult when we get to it later.
Yeah.
But that's for a different discussion.
Yeah. But we already know what we think is the best. So
yeah, this is a different discussion. I'm just saying the second we bring up that, it's like, oh, here's some nice conflict.
Yeah, gotta love conflict.
Well,
That's it.
That Works, a DreamWorks podcast, flushed away. And for our next feature, we will be discussing
it's time.
probably the end of the golden age, at least for me as a kid. Shrek the Third.
Yeah.
Universally hated for the most part.
Yeah.
And we'll dive into that next time. And yeah, that's it. That's the outro. See ya.
Adios.
Dancing with myself.
Oh. If I don't know the world, and every time a girl, if I had the chance, I'd ask the world to dance, and I'd be dancing with myself. Dickey does not sing.